Hey guys, how's it going? Tank here from Incompetent Nerds. I already drank one whole glass of whiskey and iced tea, and I am ready to podcast. And here joining me today is none other than our host. Well, my co-host is fuck that up. Who cares? It is Mark and D. What's going on, fellas?
What's up? What's up? Brah, 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 brah.
Happy Wednesday.
I wanted to change up the intro, maybe surprise you motherfuckers and see how this goes. Maybe we should change up the intro a little bit than the usual.
What's the whiskey and iced tea called? Is there a name for that drink?
I don't know. There is a drink called a whiskey iced tea. Don't care. One day I made Jack Daniel's honey and iced tea on a summer day. Whoo! It was amazing.
That sounds incredible.
It's a great summer drink, like some iced tea honey. I mean iced tea honey. Jesus Christ! Some iced tea, honey iced tea, lemon iced tea. Lemon iced tea, honey Jack Daniels with like ice cubes, and if you want to add a garnish of a lemon, add a garnish of a lemon, and boom. Put that shit in a mason jar, and there you go. Just chilling chilling your back or your front yard or in your home watching a movie or whatever in the summer. And yeah.
What is Southern Gentleman? Did your ancestors in Puerto Rico own slaves?
Fuck off.
That's a great transition. That's an amazing transition. Let's go.
Hey, I do a DNA testing and ancestor history. Find out Mark's ancestors owned my black side of my black side of ancestors. I'm like, oh, really, Mark? Huh?
I looked it up. So one side of my family has been in America for like hundreds of years. Get this. Here's the twist. It's like 4 or 5 greats in. I think it's pretty like semi in the middle. It's like Tennessee or something. My great who knows how many greats grandfather is buried in a family cemetery, right? He's buried with his next to his slaves who were his servants, and his wife is like buried on the other side of the cemetery.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's an interesting story.
That is, you're not. Maybe one of these days, if you up to it, I ain't push you. Probably share the story on the cast.
Yeah, I should look it up, do some history. That would be cool. Yeah.
Indeed, we should both do the same thing. Look up some history in our family, see what we can find.
I like it.
I already know my family history. It's pretty dark. Yeah, not today though. We got shit to do.
Today we're going to be talking about the Last Dance documentary.
Woo!
And what it had on what it did to the city of Chicago, the impact it had, and the impact it has today. I know you guys didn't watch it. I watched all 10 episodes because I had nothing better to do. But why don't you guys sort of share what it was like to be kids growing up in that Chicago Bulls era of dominance?
All right, D, you go ahead and kick it off since you are older than me.
All right, you got it. All right, so I was a kid. I was young as fuck. I don't even remember how old I was, but I was probably underneath 10 or whatever. But it was pretty much like it was family night. Everybody got in front of the one TV that was in the living room, and we all watched Michael Jordan and the Bulls play. That's just how it was. Once he won, I lived in the hood, on the east side of Chicago. So whenever the Bulls won, you will always just hear a lot of gunshots. So that's kind of like that's just kind of how things were.
It was the same thing up here, homie, but you keep going.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it was just a lot of gunshots. Everybody going outside, celebrating, drinking out in the streets. The police will drive by and they'll just let the shit go because the Bulls won, and that's just kind of my thing. Everybody would just family event, go outside, party, relax, and just celebrate. What about you, Tank?
I want to say around those times when they were winning back to back, even that one time when they lost, but then came back the following year. Within that age, I was like 5, 6, 7. Those are the ages I remember. But I remember when they won. I remember hanging out. We used to live on the first floor of an apartment building. So I remember hanging out the window, screaming, "Go Bulls!" We used to walk down the walk to the main street and just yell. And then there was occasions, of course, once we heard gunshots, my mom was like, "Get your asses in the house," or or we were ready to go outside. We were actually going to drive around at one year. I think it was the '97 one, and we heard gunshots, and we're like, "Nope, we're staying inside the house." But like, 2 years before that, that's when we went out for a drive. I'll never forget that one. You saw people in the streets. Streets were packed. People cheering, people driving, honking. There was more cars at like fucking 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. Just everybody honking horns, drinking, having a fucking blast and celebrating. Yep. And it was the same thing like in my home. Several occasions in where, we had family in one home or another home or even my home. And the only TV we had was in the living room. We had a TV in the living room, and all the kids are sitting up front. All the adults are sitting on the couches or standing up, and we're just cheering on. And then as soon as we saw them win, we're like, "Yeah!" We went fucking ballistic. So same thing with you, D. Like right there, the family gathering, everything was the exact same for me.
Yeah, that's just a Chicago thing. It's family, and gunshots. That's all Chicago is.
Bro, you were really making Chicago look like shit.
Did you guys? I don't know how into basketball you were, but did you both feel like, as a kid growing up, Michael Jordan was like one of your idols, or was it just something that the team brought your family together and that was like about it for you?
For me, I would say both. I would say, growing up, Jordan was my idol, especially when I was younger. I was into basketball, and it was all based on Jordan. Seeing him on like everything in movies, commercials, on TV shows, news. Seeing him play the games, have his the press interviews. I don't know what was it, but it was just like this one man who's not even from Chicago, right, united Chicago. Everybody saw him. It wasn't just every Chicagoan. It was anybody throughout the states and out the world. All loved Jordan. Jordan and the Bulls. So it was always what they called them back in the day. I think was like the Mighty Three or some shit like that, or the Three. I forgot what they gave him. They gave him the nickname, but Jordan, Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. Yeah, Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. Like those three guys, they were like the three superheroes for all of Chicago. Anytime people saw them either in Chicago or anywhere else, see them, it was just like it just gained traction. If social media was back then, was alive back then, I'm telling you right now, those three guys would have been viral, especially after back-to-back wins.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like how LeBron nowadays and Dwayne Wade and all these other guys, how they are. But to see like social media now, how they react to them, can you imagine how social media would have reacted to the Bulls with Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman? That shit would have been just wild. Anything they said and did would be watched 24/7.
100%.
Any bad influence and anything that was bad or good, like it would have been watched 24/7. It would have been shared. Jordan was an idol. Pippen was an idol. Even though we both know, me and D knows that Pippen was known as an asshole and Rodman was known as this one guy who just did not give a fuck. He had this like laid back persona.
And Michael Jordan was known as a damn gambling addict.
Yeah.
But nobody cared because they won.
They won.
Yeah. That's all sports is just caring about if you win or not. And that's actually, but that was a good point, Tank, is so like, first of all, I think it's like I came a little bit after both of you guys, a little bit older than me. Mm-hmm. So I came after that time. So the way you guys talk about it is the only thing I can remember that's like close is when Phil Jackson went to LA and then did the same thing with the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq and Rick Fox.
Yeah.
Right after, right?
Because the Lakers had their little back-to-back wins too, I remember.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. But I think the social media thing is interesting because now that we're in quarantine, everybody saw The Last Dance except for you guys. But like it's all anybody's talking about, and it's all like it's all people.
Yo, Mark.
Did we lose you?
I think we lost Mark. I think the excitement got to him, but we're professionals, so we're going to keep it going until he gets back on. So, also from my perspective, so me coming up, I wasn't really that big into basketball at the current moment, even though I love sitting around with the family at the TV and watching the Bulls play. But it was actually my brother. My brother was heavy into fucking basketball and sports and every fucking thing. And my brother in his room, he had like this Michael Jordan poster. You know, the one where he had those long ass arms stretched out.
What was the Space Jam one?
Yes. So he had that fucking poster. And then he also had like the basketball cards and stuff like that. Which another story is, I remember where I got my ass kicked by my older brother because he had one of these old baseball cards or basketball cards of Michael Jordan, and it had hair on it. So I was a fucking kid, and I was like, Michael Jordan doesn't have hair. So I took a pencil and I started poking holes in the card to like remove the hair. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, D. I would have whooped your ass too.
He beat my ass over there.
That just shows you, like, I never seen a basketball card when Jordan with hair. And just to see, like, this kid just straight up ruin my damn card that could have been worth something, especially that if there was only a limited printed number, if it was only a limited number of printed cards with Jordan with hair on it, bro, you know how big that would have, your brother had deserved every white to put the flip flop on your ass.
Right. He beat my fucking ass. And I fucking deserved it. Now that I'm older, it's like, yeah, I was kind of a dick. But you shouldn't have stuff like that lying around with little ass kids. You should fucking know better. I just want to throw that out there, you know?
No, I hear you.
You don't have a fucking 9-year-old or 8-year-old wandering around, you know?
Yeah, no. But yeah, man, I don't remember having any basketball cards though. Like I have a few. Like I found one when I found a couple that were my brother's. I need to give it to him. And it's funny because he was just here a while ago and I forgot to give them to him. But to see these cards, like some of these old cards, it's just like, what the hell? Like, how much are they worth now or whatever? But it's kind of hard to check because each place will give you a different value. And it's just more like, oh, I got to adjust. So if I go ahead and bring this into Pawn Stars and be like, hey, I want to get this, I want to sell this Shaq card when he was in college for like $5,000. For $5,000, can you do it? They're gonna be like, the best I could do is $1,000.
LSU Shaq.
There we go. You back.
Yo, sorry for the technical difficulties, gentlemen.
No.
It's all good. We're so professional. We just kept it rolling.
I know. I loved it. But yeah, everybody's talking about it on social media and like everything, like you said, the cards, the memorabilia, the movies it was just all like, it was all Michael Jordan. It was all MJ. And a big criticism people have is that, you know, he was sort of an asshole, like off the court. Like people didn't see it, you know, because you always got to be on. And people argue that if there was social media, you know, maybe he wouldn't have been as liked because people would have saw a different side of him.
Yeah.
I think people would have liked him more in a way.
Yeah, I agree, D, because I think he would have had somebody manage that and just made his image even bigger than it is today.
Yeah, or honestly, I'm just looking at it like so I'm looking at it from the perspective of the boxer of Floyd Mayweather. So the reason why he could get millions of dollars for the fight is because he basically provokes half of the crowd to hate him so much to the point where they want to buy those tickets, get in those seats so they can see him lose. And and if Michael Jordan has the same attitude, if he just owned it of just being an asshole and a dick, people would buy more tickets just to see him fail, even though he was one of the greatest players of all time. So it would have worked in his favor, I feel like.
Yeah, a lot of people love drinking the haterade, even when. Plus, if you know you're from the West, like Michael Jordan's enemy.
Right.
Yeah. Never thought about that, but it's funny how you see like a lot of places. Jordan was just a fan. People were just fans of Jordan or the Bulls. But one thing, and I don't know if they probably talked about this in the documentary, but after that era was over, that golden age of the Bulls and Jordan, Pippen, and Robin left, that's where everything went downhill for the Bulls. The Bulls, to this day, I want to say,
never won again.
Not that they never won again, they never captured that same hype.
Yeah.
No matter who they grabbed, when they got D Rose on there, and people were all hyped up saying that he's the next Jordan, he's from Chicago, he's a good basketball player, and all this other stuff. Homie, this cat, every time I heard something on the news about D Rose, it was him tearing or breaking something and missing out on games.
Yeah.
It was always just negativity, even though this man had this so much positivity, not just for the team and also for the team and his family and the community. It was just like there was so negativity around it because their marketing team just made this huge ploy like, this is the new Jordan of D Rose is the Jordan of the Bulls of this era. He is the new guy. He gonna bring us, like Jordan did, but it all crumbled.
It all crumbled like his legs.
Oh shit! One thing I learned is not to talk shit about people, because maybe, who knows, one day we might have D Rose on the cast and talk, and next thing he gonna be like, "Yo, Tank, so in the last episode you were talking mad shit about me." Oh,
episode
fuck.
95, 2020. Like, what about it? Come on. But
Right.
I do. Even in LA, I remember D Rose having a lot of hype and living up to it for about like half a season. But I'll ask you guys this, as Chicago fans: 1998. Do you give everybody 1-year contracts and try to come back and do it again, or do you let it go?
I think, personally, people in general, they like to do like remakes and redos. I just feel like let things live in the past, because if you do it again, it probably wouldn't even work out, and then you probably just ruin the legacy of everybody else. So I wouldn't say give everybody a year contract and keep it going. What do you think, Tank?
To be honest, I really don't care.
Right answer.
That's another thing I've like. This is gonna stir up a lot of controversy if our viewership explodes. But this quarantine has made me realize like how little sports actually matter in our lives.
Yeah, 100%.
Nobody's dying because they can't watch baseball or they can't watch hockey or anything. It's like, do we? We put a lot of time and effort into loving these things, and yeah, they bring people together. One of the first things Tank and I did was catch a Dodger game, but how much do they actually add to our lives?
This is true. It's
Not
just
that much.
To be honest, sports is just like any other form of entertainment: movies, TV show, card game, video games, whatever it may be. Any form of entertainment, that's just sports. And to be honest, I'm along with you. Sports really don't mean jack shit to a person's life at all. They might lift up some people from like whatever bullshit that they're going through or whatever hell that they're living in, and sports is an outlet for them. But that also falls. You just can't put sports to the side and be like, well, that's because it's sports. No, because people use music, people use acting, people use other art forms of entertainment, as an outlet. We use the podcast. Podcasting is a form of art. We are speaking on whatever subject and bringing some type of entertainment to our listeners. No matter what it is, none of this shit means anything to anyone. We could find somebody right now who doesn't give a damn about a podcast. We could tell them about our podcast. They could sit there and be like, I like that. That's a great idea. Will you listen to it? Nah, it's not my thing. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It goes along with like me and TV shows. I rarely watch any TV. The only time I watch TV is if there's a show I'm interested in or is in season, or maybe I just decided to watch it because everybody's telling me to watch it. For example, Last Dance. Should I watch it? Oh, could I watch it? Yeah. Does anybody here got a gun pointed to my head telling me I need to watch it? No.
Right.
So I'm working along with you. Yeah, any form of entertainment, be it sports, movies, music, whatever, do bring people together and do uplifts people and, gives them a type of outlet just to get out there. But yeah, none of this shit means anything to anybody. They ended sports, now it's making a comeback. I think Como, New York mayor, is actually going to push I think a Yankees game or a Mets game or some shit with no fans.
Yeah, the only thing it's just like The Last Dance was like a small portion, but just like everywhere you've turned in the last few months, it's like sports, like the institutions themselves have sort of let us down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ESPN is owned by Disney, and I'm glad that they had a documentary and they can still make money and people still got their jobs, but baseball was refusing to give people their money back for season tickets and tickets people already bought because they said they were postponed, not suspended.
Mm-hmm.
And what if people needed that money? It's that kind of like, they're at a business at the end of the day, and I don't really think they are looking out for everybody's best interest. Like, sometimes they claim to.
And it's like, what's funny about that statement is like they won't give back the money. It's funny because it's not just sports, like Ticketmaster or anybody. Everybody else is doing that. If you bought Mark, let's say you bought tickets to Taylor Swift because she's coming in town. Next thing you know, it was postponed. Now you need that, maybe $50, $100, $200, $300, $500 that you spent on those tickets, and you can't get it back because it was postponed.
Yep.
Shit like this has, ever since this shit started, shit like this started popping up, and a lot of people been giving a lot of these celebrities and teams hell, but it's like, it's not their fault. You want to make something, bring this shit over to them. But then celebrities, it's like, y'all have the power to tell these motherfuckers, like, give them their money back, or I won't do any more shows for you fuckers, or I will fire, whoever, because you are the celebrity. Your manager works for you. They don't manage you. They manage your marketing. They manage your team that helps you do what you got to do. You have every power to go ahead and remove your manager, be it it's a family or best friend since, from you were 3 years old. Fuck them. If they don't understand that, if your mind of thinking is, let me help my fans out because they got me to where I'm at now, let me at least cancel my show so they get their money back. But if your manager's saying like, no, let's postpone because greedy fucker and his team and also fucking places that sell tickets want to just keep that money, well, it goes to the saying, like, how rich people always say, like, oh, poor people need some better manage their money. Well, apparently, y'all motherfuckers too, because when shit hit the fan, y'all want to claim bankruptcy, y'all want to hold funds, y'all want to do all this and that, but what happened to, having a rainy day fund?
Right.
Yeah, true.
Well, to elaborate on that briefly, people in general aren't really that good at money in general. Like, I just wanted to raise this quick little question. So, us two and maybe like our three listeners, just think about how much money y'all made throughout your entire lives, but don't say it out loud. And if you got a number, let me know.
300,000.
I said, don't fucking say it out loud.
You really think that? I just blew out a number just to be a dick. But no, okay, I have a number in my head. Go ahead.
Right. And out of that money, how much of it have you saved right now? Most of the people in the world, they probably saved they probably got less than 1% of it saved.
True.
So it's like most of us, we aren't really as responsible with money as we claim to be. But I'm off of that now. Don't be rant.
But hold on, there's things that money has bought you, and I think lifestyle stuff like the computers we're all using, our microphones, my cars, like, it has a value, and it's maybe not the value I paid for it, but it's still, valuable to my life.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
that's what people lose sight of.
Yeah, and it's good to have things, but not a lot of us can save money like that. I mean, we all have expenses.
Oh yeah.
Warren Buffett has expenses. Everybody has expenses, but it really just comes down that we aren't as good as money as we think we are. Well, at least I feel that way.
Just for a little tidbit,
Yeah.
41 of the biggest publicly traded companies got PPP loans, Paycheck Protection Plan loans, and 6 said that they were not going to give the money back no matter what. 5 said they will return the money, and 30 did not respond.
Wow.
So, and one of the ones that is not giving the money back is Shake Shack. So,
I
are
thought
you
Shake
guys
Shack
eating
said they were gonna give the money back.
Oh,
No.
they did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they received it, but they got so much heat off it that they said they are gonna give the money back to help out small businesses.
Let me verify.
I think they're full of shit.
Bro, that's a Cali brand right there, homie. You better
I
say
know.
something.
Oh, they did. They did return. They returned the $10 million.
I was about to say, yeah.
Okay.
They returned.
Thank you, Tank, for being up to date.
You're welcome, because I was about to be like, wait a minute. I don't know. Was there another company that didn't give the money back?
The biggest one I know is Ruth Chris, the steakhouse.
The fuck is a Ruth Chris?
Larson's
very
Larson's
fancy-
Steakhouse. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Bro, it
It's a
sounds
very
like some
fancy
type
restaurant.
of it sounds like some type of surgery you get in your mouth.
Is that like a West Coast thing?
I
Well,
guess
it's a Midwest chain. I could elaborate on it. So Ruth Chris is just a really fancy restaurant with. I mean, the food is okay, but it's not like the best food on earth.
Then it's not
super
fancy.
expensive.
Then it's not fancy. They're just a bullshit expensive chain that think they're selling people fancy food, but in reality they're just throwing shit in the microwave and then bringing it out to talk about it's fancy.
Speaking of hoodwinking us on foods, I wanted to talk about something that is not related to anything, but it's been on my mind for a couple days.
Shoot.
You guys are in Chicago. Chicago, Illinois is east of the Rockies. That means when you go to the grocery store and you're in the mayonnaise aisle, you see Hellman's.
Yeah.
It has a little blue ribbon on it. You probably recognize it if you saw it. But on the West Coast, it's called Best Foods Mayonnaise. I don't like the hoodwink of the name change, just like based on the geographical region. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's the same like Aldi's. Like there's Aldi's and there's Trader Joe's, which are both owned by the same fucking company, Aldi's.
I didn't know all these Trader Joe's owns Aldi's. That's cool.
Yeah. So I found this shit out. So Aldi's, it's a German supermarket. It's a German grocery store.
German name, yeah.
And in Germany, before the wall dropped, there was one Aldi's, but then 2 popped up like on the wall. So there was East and West.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody that knows of Aldi's in the States, that's operated by the West Aldi's of Germany. The East Aldi's that has their has a different. It's like Aldi something else. They're owned by the same company. They're just sisters, but they're still the same thing together. They run Trader Joe's in the U.S. Now, the idea was why not name them both Aldi's, but add the subtitle for East, like from East Germany. It was the fact like people would get confused and whatever. So instead of calling like Aldi's, whatever, it's just Trader Joe's. They're both owned by Aldi's.
Yeah.
I thought the German guy who made it came to America and he met the other Joe, if you will, and they started both, but he was like, I don't want to, and the Trader Joe guy was like, I want them all to be Trader Joe's, and the Aldi guy was like, no, I want to keep my supermarket chain too. And that was it was like the division.
No, maybe they probably bought the Trader Joe name, but from what I found out,
I know Trader Joe's is pretty new in terms of like company age.
Same here. I thought it was new, but to find out it's just owned. It's just a new name for an Aldi's that's run by the East Germany Aldi's company.
Interesting.
Yep. After the wall fell down, that's when they merged together and we're like, let's keep it different.
Speaking of hoodwinked, y'all ready to be hoodwinked again?
Oh Lord, here we go.
Yes. Here we go, D. I got my seatbelt on.
I got my Jack in my cup.
All right, cool. All right, because the same people who make Ray-Bans or the Gucci glasses or the Ralph Lauren glasses or most of the glasses in the world, one company makes all of those glasses for them.
Fuck?
I believe the company is called Luminosity or something like that. I don't know. I'll look it up and confirm
Illuminati confirmed.
No, but yeah, it's one company that runs that creates all of those glasses. So they could sell it for cheap. And they could also have it run underneath one brand, but instead they just keep the brand names and they just sell you, the different styles and get it for different prices. So that's what they've been doing for maybe the past 20 years now.
And are they a U.S. company? Chinese?
No
Good
one
question.
knows.
Good question, Tank.
Because I'm about to say,
No one knows.
that's a motherfucking monopoly right there. If it was a U.S. company,
It is. It is. I'm trying to actually see if I actually have my glasses container so I can read the company name off. But yeah.
I did not. Damn. I'm looking at my glasses right now.
Yeah, they're all made by the exact same person.
I'm a cheapskate. I went to my when I got my glasses, I just told them like, yeah, I want to reuse these frames. They're like, you sure? Yeah. You're up for new frames. Yeah, I know, but it's only discounted. I don't have the money right now. I'm just here to pay for my lenses and go.
Right. But I can't find my pair of glasses because they also had a name on it. But I don't know. I'll look on it while we're doing the cast, and I'll probably bring it up later.
Don't worry about it, homie. You just look it up later and then send us the shit afterwards.
Yeah.
I low-key thought you were going to go into the PS5. I thought I thought that was the transition. You were like, you just got served up that nice transition, and you were going to go into it. But you didn't. You missed it.
That would have been good.
You talked about glasses.
Fuck, I fucked up, guys.
No worries, homie. No worries. So, one thing I want to say is PlayStation 5.
Yes. There we go. We back on track.
All right. So, you guys saw the 2-minute video I think I sent you guys, or I told you guys to look up, right? The Unreal Engine 5 running on the PS5?
Yes. I have Tech Radar news in front of me right now.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I just found this out. So yeah, we seen the video. Before I go into what I want to say is, what you guys think of it?
I feel like it's from what this article is saying, it's going to be a tough. But when you're making consoles, I think that's why it's a hard process now because technology is so good.
Oh yeah. They pushed the technology, especially for PCs. I'm sorry, D. I'll go to you next before after I say this, but in terms of like the fact that they were talking a lot about their SSDs for PlayStation and Xbox, they pushed it. As of right now, the fastest SSD for PCs is I think it's 2. It reads data at least at speeds of 2.5 gigabytes per second. They are running at 3 and 5 gigabits per second. So that's why they're like push. That's why with the new software and everything that we all saw, it's all thanks to that hard drive. But before I go ahead and add more, D, how about your experience with? What do you think about it?
Dude, the graphics look fucking incredible. I don't know the name of the game that they showed with the Unreal Engine, but it has that like demo. Girl wandering around. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That shit looks insane. That shit. Because I remember as a kid, me and my family, my mom used to always be like, that looks real. It's like PlayStation 2 graphics is nowhere near looking fucking real. But But this new shit is it's fucking incredible.
It's eye popping. So
Yeah.
the Unreal Engine 5, because of the PS5's architecture, it's able to push movie, like high quality. I think it says movie renders. So in video games throughout our entire lives, we played many of them. How many times have we played the game, watched a high end cinematic cutscene, and then come back to the shitty polygon game? Many fucking
1,000
times.
Right.
It's only been
PS3
about,
especially.
oh god, especially, and there's only been a few games that actually just use the in-game engine to do the cinematic scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But mainly use like movie styles cinematics for the games, just to give you some details or whatever, give you a small story. Even though we all know like his head is not that motherfucking round in the game, but in the cinematic
Right.
scene, it looks decent. With the Unreal Engine 5 and what they showed off was it was just a tech demo. It wasn't a game. Basically, they were just telling people that there is somebody playing this game. Like, it's a tech demo, but they're showing that it is playable, and everything that they're going through is somebody moving the character with the controller. The details, everything he was saying, it brought me back into the day when I was in game design, and in gaming engines, when you're putting in where you're creating these structures, polygons, they could only be triangles. So that's why you kept hearing like, oh, there's like 13 billion or 100 billion triangles just in this one statue.
Right.
That's the only way you could create your basically the framework of your 3D art. It got to be using triangles. So if you want a square, like a 2D square, that's 2 triangles. But if you want a fucking a cube, that's several triangles right there, depending on how great your engine is. But just to see this, especially the lighting, what got me was when I saw the Xbox, their little event, nothing there intrigued me. This was like, come on, Xbox, you're supposed to show the next generation. You're supposed to grab people and bring them in. All the games you showed look like they could play in current gen right now. They don't all of them don't look appealing except one called I think Crystal Dynamic Infinite. I don't fucking know, but that was the only one that looked interesting. It was the first one they kicked it off with, and that was the only one that looked good. But then when I saw this Unreal Engine 5 running on the PS5, I was like, holy crap! And especially that because of the data transfers and how fast these SSDs are, transferring the data transfer this data as quickly as possible from the storage to the CPU and RAM is what improves not just graphics, but it just improves the speed of everything. So that's why we're able to get high-end textures quickly versus a regular, hard drive. Then a mechanical hard drive that's spinning around reading this. That's why we have all these crazy-ass load times and sometimes these texture pops when we all seen it, and where you're playing a game and it's like your texture hasn't loaded in yet. And after a while, oh, now I can see the grass. Yeah, we all been there. Or the faded side of a cave where it's supposed to be all rocky and pointy and stuff, and it's all faded and blurry. Oh, there it goes. Now it popped in. Dude, it happens with me. I play Call of Duty with my boys all the time, and every time I go and configure my weapons and change up like my paint, my fucking camo on my gun, it literally gives about 5 to 10 seconds, and then pop. Then the fucking texture pops in. It's an annoyance. But when you're doing like that in a game customization, yeah, you could wait additional 1 to 2 seconds or whatever. But when you're trying to be immersive into the game, and it just starts to fade out or it starts bugging out because the textures haven't loaded in yet, then that's when it gets annoying. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I would actually rather have a game with no customization and shitty graphics all the way through than to deal with that shit of like, oh, it looks like bullshit for 10 seconds and now it rendered. Yeah, I don't want to see that shit.
I kind of agree.
Yeah. And then I was watching this one gentleman on YouTube. Forgot the man's name. I don't follow him. I don't subscribe to him at all. It just popped up on my algorithm. So I was watching. He was talking. He was just talking about how these the hardcore Xbox fanboys, are losing their mind because every time they say something, they get shot the fuck down. Oh, PlayStation released this or that, PlayStation this and that. I don't mind, like, don't get me wrong, I am mad at Sony that they have not dropped anything yet. I want to see the design of the console. I want to see some gameplay. Like, I want to see this shit and they're taking forever, but come on, they're taking forever. But they also said that, oh, the Xbox, 12 teraflops.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, do you know what 12 teraflops is, homie? I'm going to be dead
Teraflop
honest.
sounds like a funny word.
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, it's the funniest word.
It's just a number that is generated based on, I think, graphical fidelity and shit. Whatever fucking thing that I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care what it is. I don't even want to know. But this brings me back to the fucking Nintendo Sega days when you heard Sega does when Nintendo, 16-bit blast processor versus Nintendo's 16-bit of slope, whatever bullshit. Yeah. This is what brings me back. It brought back the fucking number game. 32 bits is way more than 16 bits. Or fucking Nintendo's with a 64-bit processor. That means more data running through and better graphics. A 64-bit processor doesn't really help with... It crunches numbers. It doesn't crunch graphics. That's the graphics card. That's the job of the graphics card. Not the job of the processor. The processor is there to crunch numbers and get processes going. The graphics card is to put the graphics on the fucking display. So...
No, I just have a question. What the fuck is a teraflop? But go on.
Basically, it's a measurement of how... it's a measurement of the processes of how the graphics card push. Let me rephrase that shit. I fucked all that up. So when a graphics card, when you see your graphics on your screen, your computer, that's all run by a graphics card that's usually on board onto your computer. CPUs are not running that shit. There's a dedicated graphics card that is running your graphic on your screen that you see right now.
Right.
So teraflops is a measurement of what's being of the number of whatever graphics that it's pushing out. So teraflops meaning whatever, it basically means that the graphics card is crunching. Tera is, if I'm not mistaken, Tera is like terabytes. But I think it's run in terabits. So you're looking at, I think, a trillion, like 12 trillion bits are running at a time per second. So it's processing a lot of data for graphics. But because of this PlayStation demo, it showed us that the Xbox 12 teraflops versus the PlayStation's, I think, 10 teraflops or less. It's showing that teraflops is not much of a fucking thing. Sony just killed the fucking game. And what's helping it is the fact that their next generation SSD and the way they built the architecture within the system to transfer the information from said SSD to the graphics card, to the CPU, to the RAM as quickly as possible. So that way information is flowing as quickly as possible. That shows you teraflops don't mean a goddamn thing. And they stated that they were running 8K textures. Now, does a game need 8K textures? No. Did they want to show out? Yes. So in the coming days, and I was talking to D offhand. We were talking about this shit. The fact that I feel like the year 2022, 2023, those 2 years are going to be the moment in the next gen history. A lot of great games are coming out, and especially that many games are going to utilize that Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is not going to drop until 2021. It usually takes developers 1 to 5 years to come up with a game. Sometimes longer, depending on what type of fucking game they're gonna make. So by using Unreal Engine 5, by 2022, 23, we're gonna see some great fucking games coming out for these next gen consoles. Well, great looking games coming out for these next gen consoles.
All right, I'll save my money till then.
And Mark, I actually think that you're going to win this bet that we had a few months back on what the price is going to be, but we just have to wait. You know?
Yeah, can you update it? I forgot what I said. What did we all say?
Well, I know that Tank was the cheapest, so he was thinking around. I believe it was like $300 to $400.
I said $450.
Oh, okay. And then there we go. So then Mark was a little bit higher.
I think
I
Mark
think
said
you
5.
got up to about five to about 650, and I said
1,000.
damn near 8 to about 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, you just said between 8 to 1,000. I said I think it was like 4 to 450, and I think Mark pulled the fucking Prices Right move on me. It was like 500, like 500
And $1
and $1. 501.
I gotta get up there to see Ed, man, or Drew Carey at this point.
Oh, that should be fucking incredible.
Dude, if it comes
Right.
out and it's $500, I'm like, God damn it. All right, Mark, what do you want to eat? Don't worry, homie. If I'm eating, we eating.
I'm gonna send somebody $100 worth of fries. So be aware.
From Five Guys at that.
Right.
Wait, Mark, you got a Five Guys place over there too?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
well, I'm gonna give you fries, and you're gonna have a whole bunch of peanuts if you win.
Wait,
They send you peanuts on to-go orders?
I don't know, but I'm gonna fucking try.
Oh my God.
Try to make it happen.
All right, so Mark is not allergic to peanuts. Perfect, because their fries are fried in peanut oil.
Right.
And all right, $100 worth of fries, dude. A small fucking fries is enough. Can you imagine sending this man $100 worth of Five Guys fries?
Why not?
Mark would just shoot himself at the end of the day. He'd be like, "Fuck this, I'm done."
Oh shit! Like a paper bag full is like a small at Five Guys with fries.
Can you just imagine $100 worth? Fuck it. Hey, Mark, sorry. Mark be like, fuck it, I'll just invite people over. Hey, I got Five Guys fries. Come on over. They did a bonus, too. They added a Cajun seasoning on these bitches. They didn't go cheap on me. I love my homies.
And then I'm gonna be like, in 3 ketchup packets.
Oh, you
This will be a
fucking
thing.
wrong. If there is a
Oh,
devil, you are
shit.
him.
I mean, you just gotta stretch out the ketchup. That's all.
It's true. You gotta make it last.
Right. Oh shit.
I never believed in that shit till I actually went to a Five Guys before.
Yeah. That shit is ridiculous.
Now it makes me want to have Five Guys. Fuck, damn it, D. Now you got,
My bad,
now you got
man, my
drunk
bad.
me thinking about Five Guys.
Just get an Oreo shake. That's all. That's all you need.
Ooh. Or a cake shake from Portillo's.
Oh my god, a chocolate cake shake.
Yes.
Oh, that's one thing I never took Mark to, a Portillo's. Fuck.
Yeah, I was like, what? What is that? That means nothing to me.
Well, now we gotta take you. Now you gotta come back to Chicago. So Portillo's is pretty much a restaurant, but they're pretty much known for like their hot dogs, I believe, right? Right, Tank?
Growing up, I never ate a hot dog from that place. It was always their
I
Italian
haven't
beefs.
either, but what are they known for? Are they known for the Italian beefs or for the hot dogs? I always got a burger.
I think
cake
it's both. I think it's the beef and the hot dogs. But
I love how you guys are selling me on something, and then you're just like, yeah, I never got that.
no, growing
Yeah,
up,
never got the hot dog.
growing up, we always gone to Portillo's, my mother and my family, and the number one thing we always got was the beefs, the Italian beefs, or the combination, which is the Italian beef with Italian sausages with hot peppers dipped in the juice that the beef is made in. And sometimes, a little bit of mustard on top. It is fucking phenomenal. There's some people who like it dry. There's some people who like it with the sweet peppers. I prefer the hot peppers. And there's nothing like washing it down with a chocolate cake shake. And when I mean a chocolate cake shake, Mark, I mean they cut a fucking piece of chocolate cake, blended with the milkshake, and then give you a straw the size of your fucking thumb to drink out of.
Love it.
Yes.
So
the shake itself is probably like 4,000 calories, but fuck it, you got Portillo's, live life,
The pinnacle of the South, the Midwest, you guys got there.
Right. That's why everybody's so fucking overweight in Chicago.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the reason everybody's just stopped in Chicago is because they were too fat, and they're like, fuck it, we're just going to end it here.
Yep. Well, I'm fucking
That's
done.
exactly it.
What should we do? I just found out downtown Chicago has more restaurants than Manhattan Island.
Damn.
And that was on that boat ride with me and Mark.
Yeah.
Within downtown Chicago alone has about, I think that he or she, I forgot who it was, but they said that there was about, I think they said 3,000 or close to fucking 3,500 restaurants in downtown alone.
Jesus
That's crazy.
fucking Christ.
More restaurants, and they're all different restaurants. So if you have a taste for something, you're in downtown Chicago, you're gonna fucking find something.
They got it.
Whatever you have a taste for, we got it. You want seafood, we got it. Pizza, we got it. Italian, Spanish, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, fucking soul, motherfucker, we got it.
Yeah. I mean, Chicago in general, whatever you're into, we have it.
We definitely
do. You wanna fucking be sexually assaulted in an apartment complex?
This motherfucking guy.
Today's episode of Incompetent Nerds was brought to you by the Chicago Tourism Board.
Also, we want to thank our sponsors at D's a fucking bullshitter Inc. Who just likes to just bullshit about the city. Don't get me wrong, there's a couple times I bullshit about my city, but I love my city.
I love my city too, but you gotta admit when it's bullshit, it's bullshit,
You gotta admit it's false. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
Yeah. Like how we try to sell you LA and we're like, but dude, it's pretty nice. You're like, bro, it's not. It's
that
horrible.
Fucking terrible.
I'm scared.
Fucking forest fires, fucking zombie apocalypse, fucking everything. Like, fuck that, man. I'm cool.
I think what they didn't sell it to you was the fact that the story said that, me and Mark were on the fucking freeway and we just see smoke. We're like, what the fuck is that? Find out it was a fucking truck exploded. Forest fire on the hottest day that I was there. And it was several miles from where I was staying at. So I was like, oh, fuck. Mom calls me. Hey, how's everything going? I'm like, oh, everything's going great. You're good? Oh, I'm fine. I'm now about to tell there's a forest fire. It's literally several miles west of me.
Yeah, man. Fuck that shit. I'm just gonna stay my ass in Chicago. I'll probably visit, but it'll be like a day, So
A day.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
One full day.
We'll get you fucked up and take you to comedy clubs and shit.
Oh shit! I actually have a joke that I was saying on stage. I got one joke. And
Close
that's all I
close
got.
out the show with this right now.
Fuck! I'm not ready yet.
No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, no, motherfucker. You said you had one joke and you were gonna say it. Say it and close out.
All right. So, have you all seen Inception?
Yeah.
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes.
All right. So, for the audience, this is pretty much the movie. So, it's a movie where a person could basically be inside of a dream and then they could influence your thoughts and things like that. And so, in this movie, they were trying to train this girl, right? So, Leonardo DiCaprio, he just went to this old white man and then he was like, yo, I need one of your students or whatever because I need an architect to design the dream. He was like, all right, cool. So, the girl meets with Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Y'all remember this part?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then
we remember
she was
the movie.
like, yes, because it's going to go in with my joke.
Okay.
So, They were like, yo, where the fuck are we? Well, it was like, how the fuck did we get here? And she was like, oh shit, I'm in a dream. So she wakes up with an IV in her arm in a fucking warehouse. And she was fine with it, right? She was
Okay.
perfectly fine with it. And, it even got to the point where she was cool with being sedated by some random men that she never met. She even came back to even help them out. So it just makes me think, if she was okay with that, and if we were okay with that, maybe what Bill Cosby did wasn't so bad.
Why would I have if it was a go there? I didn't know it was to be Bill. Motherfucker.
Let's go.
I give up. I'm done. My side hurts. Holy
Maybe we
shit.
took it too hard on him though. Just a little bit.
Holy shit. Oh.
That's the best I got.
I had a feeling. I
But
had a feeling you were going to go there. But I didn't think you were going to bring up fucking Bill.
Bill? What, are you on a first name basis with him?
Right.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know Bill. He's good people. He does my taxes. I see him every Sunday for chicken and waffles.
Right.
Well, now with quarantine, we just video chat with each other with chicken and waffles.
Yeah, you gotta make your own.
Yeah, sadly.
Oh shit.
Not even my waffle machine broke.
Wait, what? When did you end the recording?
I never did.
Oh shit. Well, let's end this shit now. We got waffles. We got jokes.
All right, we got Bill Cosby jokes. We got waffles, chicken, and yeah. So, good night, everybody, or good morning, or good afternoon, whatever you're listening to. This has been an Incompetent Nerds episode. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Peace. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Marc from Incompetent Nerds. We have our first sponsor. Shop Valerio is a online watch and sunglasses brand for men and women. And if you go to shopvalerio.com and use our code MARC.25, you get 25% off your purchase. That's SHOPVALERIO.com and use the code MARC.25 for 25% off. Thanks for listening.